We're back with Compare and Contrast, the tier list episode. It's been a while since we've tier listed. Probably not, but it feels like it has. And this week we're taking a trip down memory lane. Maybe for our new listeners, you might not know this, but a few years ago we did our original tier list of Australian chocolates. So we're here in 2024. We're going to do a update to it.
Revamped version.
Revamped version. You know, my palate has grown, I would say, in the last few years. So maybe there's some chocolates before that I didn't rate that I maybe rate now. That's a lie. I
spent
don't.
3 years trying these
Thinking about chocolates. Yes.
Now we're
Touring Sydney for some chocolates.
So we've got about 15, run-of-the-mill chocolates you can get at your Woolies and Coles. We'll run through them and tier list them. Alrighty, we'll start us off with a very big name. First one we'll look at is Mars.
I'm indifferent to a Mars bar.
Really?
I don't know the last time I have gone out and purchased a Mars bar.
It's
That
just
is
there,
true.
it just exists. It's like all those middle-aged people suffering an identity crisis. That's what Mars bars is.
So like us.
Pretty much, yeah, like us. It's just there in the store. Will you ever buy it?
I haven't bought a Mars bar, I reckon, in 10 years.
But also at the same time, if there is a wide variety of chocolate bars, the Mars might be one of the first few I might pick up.
Honestly, no, it's not.
Really?
I'm not picking up. If you gave me a box of, I know it's not in a favorites box, but if you gave me a box of, assorted chocolates, I don't think Mars is in the top 5.
Well, you like Mars pods?
I love Mars pods, but that's because it's in pod form,
Yeah, it's not the bar. We're talking about the bar here.
Yeah, the natty bar itself,
The-
I'm not the biggest fan of.
Is it a lack of nuts, lack of texture? Because it's
too
just
sticky, man. I don't like the stickiness to it.
Yeah.
And it's not, supported by taste.
the filling is one homogeneous, sticky, gooey.
It's
something.
It tastes plain, and I feel like more recently it's tasting more and more plasticky.
Mm.
It doesn't taste like actual caramel and whatever the other thing in it is.
So in terms of the tier list, all things considered, where is it going?
I have my respect for Mars. It's an absolute
a great planet.
stalwart of the genre. But it's you're not writing home about getting a Mars bar. You're not over the moon about getting a Mars bar. It's a very much middle of the road.
If I say serviceable, what do you say?
I think it's perfectly inserviceable because I know for a fact I will be choosing it over some other chocolates.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
But
it has
it's
its
not
time and place.
you're not buying it, and it's not your first choice in an assortment.
No.
Dare I say it's last resort then if I'm not buying it?
The last resort is like if I'm fucking need a chocolate,
Yeah.
and if it's
True.
there, I'm like, but I need something. That's a
Agreed.
last resort.
And there are times where you definitely are craving a Mars bar. Every now and then you might hanker
Every
for
leap
one.
year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
So, we'll put into service.
Serviceable.
All right, next up we have Mars's friend, Snickers.
Snickers, I feel, it's Mars, as you said, it's a Mario to Luigi. It's Mars's brother. It's a Mars bar with nuts in it.
But who is the Batman and Robin? And if we're talking about Snickers and Mars, is Snickers the Batman or is Mars the Batman?
Mars is absolutely the Robin. Snickers is clear of Mars. It's not even close.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Snickers just has it because of the nuts, man.
The nuts just add so much to it.
Who doesn't like a bit
the
of
texture
nuts?
does it for. Hey?
Hey, what did you say?
Hey.
So then the nuts, Zurfi, the extra texture.
Yeah, I agree. But okay, so we're saying it's better than Mars.
Yeah.
Are we saying it's therefore? Are we saying goat tier even or
No. I'm not goat tier.
not
It's
goat tier?
definitely not goatee, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind purchasing a Snickers bar.
I was gonna say I reckon in the last year I've gone to Woolies.
I'll pick it up.
I've perused the chocolate, and I reckon I've picked up a Snickers.
So you go on aisle 7, chocolates and confectionaries.
Yeah.
You're going to the single serve chocolates. You see all of them are 30% off. Snickers is catching your eye.
I reckon I'm picking
I
up
think
a
it
Snickers.
is absolutely.
All right, fair enough. So where are we putting it? Good.
I reckon Snickers in the
It's
good.
good.
All right, next up we have Kinder Bueno. I am a slut for Kinder Bueno.
I've never been a fan.
Really?
I've
Sorry?
never been a fan of Kinder Bueno.
How dare you badmouth a Kinder Bueno? That might be one of my go-to
Yeah.
purchases
Really?
off the shelf.
Yeah.
Kinder Bueno white.
I only
That is a banger and a half.
I only used to buy them with that little toy inside.
Oh, you mean the eggs?
The egg.
Yeah.
The Kinder Surprise.
We ain't talking about the
We're not talking about
surprise,
the egg.
bro.
We're not talking about the egg.
Wait, what's the?
We're talking about the long bar, little wafer in it. Get your phone, find a picture, send. I will waffle on about it.
You know what a Kinder
Kinder
Bueno
Bueno.
is.
It comes in a
Dude.
stick. You can snap it into individual blocks. On the bottom, there's some sort of
Like wafer.
and then it's coated with some sort of like
Oh, yeah.
powdery
Oh,
something.
And then the feeling for me is what makes it the
Oh
banger.
my god!
I I've never been a fan for this.
Have you even had one, Kush?
I actually have had one. I think it's contradictory. You have this wafer and you also have this creamy sort of texture, as you said, but they don't work well together. Like sometimes I'm biting into the wafer and it's this really hard, like tasty wafer, and then comes in the cream part, and it's like a little 1-2, you know.
I think it is well balanced.
Yeah, I think it's very well.
I don't
But
think
for me,
it's
Kinder
balanced.
Bueno reminds me of childhood. It reminds me of being, an 8-year-old kid. I went to Woolies with my mum. I would always pick up a Kinder Bueno.
Comes in 2 sticks.
2 sticks. You eat
If you're
one.
not feeling it, you can share the other one or save it for later.
Yeah, you eat one on the way home and then another one later on when you're at home.
The plastic wrapping with the gold tab, you just
I will say there is a bit too much plastic for me in that one. but
save the environment, but it is an unreal chocolate bar.
I'm putting it in good tier. I don't care what you guys say.
For me, it's a Kinder No Bueno.
No Bueno.
No Bueno.
no bueno.
No
Where would you
bueno.
put
I'm
it?
putting it muy bueno.
I'm putting it second last, man. In my opinion,
Second last.
It's a
That's-
last resort for
Dude,
me.
that's disrespectful. Like, genuinely, it is a very
Hot
good
take, you
chocolate.
say?
That is a very hot take.
Okay.
I am slightly pushing goat tier for me, personally.
It's on the same level as Snickers for me.
All right. Put it in. It is what it is.
All right, next up, we have an Australian classic, Caramello Koala. I remember when we blind ranked chocolate, or I blind ranked chocolate a few months ago at this point. You gave me, Kush, Caramello Koala in my top 5, and I think I put it number 5.
I would agree.
And I stand by it.
I think it is the worst caramel variation in this multiverse of chocolates.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I don't think the caramel works well in the koala.
No,
It's like
it's like a cheap caramel.
yeah. It's also incredibly sticky.
Yeah.
And the taste is so overpowered on the caramel side. Like there's actually no balance. You know how
No.
normally caramels is like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know when you have your caramel or your Kit Kat caramel one, it's just enough.
There's a fine line between
Yeah.
being overpowering and that perfect blend.
And this one, it is chocolate and caramel. So
Yeah.
there should be a balance between the two, but there just never is.
You know what the worst part about a caramel koala is sometimes? When you get the koala unopened yet, and it's been a bit through wear and tear, and you open it up and the caramel is leaked all over the wrapping.
Oh, yeah.
And
and then
that's
you
horrible.
try and handle it and it's all over your fingers and it's all sticky and everything.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And then if you really want the caramel, you have to suck it out of the fucking wrapping.
It's like a super duper at that
Yeah,
point.
dude.
Exactly.
It can get a bit festy.
Well, I don't mind a caramel koala, but it is overrated.
Very over.
It is overrated.
Is it over? Does anyone rate it anymore?
I think it is well rated in like the iconic Australian zeitgeist,
I think it had its place. I was a Caramello Koala fan back in, like, I reckon 2014, 2013 in year 10, 11.
So when the bloke comes around with the
Yeah.
Freddo mixed fundraiser box,
Yeah, in high
are
school.
you
when the
picking
guy-
out a caramel koala?
Yeah, when the guy came around with the fundraiser box, I always went for the Caramello.
But dare I suggest that's because half of them are strawberry, mint,
Strawberry was way
other
worse as well.
other poo flavors.
or the original. You either picked up the caramel or the original
It
one.
was always the original for me. Look, Caramel Koala is like when Ford beat Ferrari in that race one time, It's done. Its time is done.
Yeah, the
It's-
era's over.
Yeah, it's done. It's time for them to retire. And for that, I think it's a last resort.
Is it
for
a...
me.
Oh, I was going to say just
Would you pick up a
trash, but-
caramello koala and eat it?
You know what? I think, Kush is right. Last resort, if push came to shove,
Yeah.
if there was a few, chocolates left and a few poo ones, I would probably pick
Like
up.
if you're at a party and that's what's left in the bowl, I'll still take it.
I'll still take
Yeah,
it.
there are some chocolates I know for a fact I will not eat.
Exactly.
So,
And
yeah.
that's why I can't put it trash.
Exactly.
All right, Caramello Koala goes straight into last resort.
Oh, TikTok will love that one.
Alrighty, next up, we have another Australian classic. We have dairy milk. So just your normal run-of-the-mill Cadbury dairy milk.
Glass and a half
in
full.
every-
It's the
not-
classics. Run the classics. man.
It is.
Whatever it is.
But I think recently the formula's changed.
I think I've read something like that. Yeah.
You've noticed some chemical
Dude,
change.
I swear if you could go back in time and you can go back to your childhood and
Yeah.
taste the dairy milk and compare it to the dairy milk today, there is a noticeable difference.
Run me through. What's the difference? Is it what is this? The
It tastes-
texture? Is it the chocolate?
Have you tried like a Hershey's or like one of those American chocolates?
But that's like more chemically. Like you can taste the
so
chemicals on it.
it's gone from being more milky to being more like that plasticky, chemically.
My friends, the cost of cocoa has gone up and the cost of milk has gone up.
How is the cost of cocoa? Isn't it
It's
just all,
skyrocketed, mate.
they're getting these poor little Brazilian kids to do it for like $3 an hour or something. How is the price of cocoa?
Have you seen how much chocolate is these days?
Yeah.
Very
Those bars are like $2.50 now. Like the single,
True.
they used to be like $1.
That is disappointing to see an absolute classic,
An Australian icon. Cadbury is Australian, right?
I know for a fact multiple times after school, you go to that convenience shop, get a little can. But you know what? I see a little Cadbury bar as well.
Mm.
I'll cop one of those as well. No problems.
A little niche extra here. If you get just the dairy milk, you get a bit more than the other bars in terms of weight. I like that as well.
If I'm looking at Snickers versus the classic Cadbury, I think I'm still choosing the Snickers over.
Yeah, I'm still
Really, I am picking a Dairy Milk over
What?
like 95%
The
items.
normal version.
In the current
Yes.
state.
In the current state, no less.
Nah.
I had a Dairy Milk bar the other day. I think it was still absolutely delightful.
No, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree there. I think they've fallen off a hill, and they are pretty expensive for what it is, which is just your normal generic milk chocolate bar. It shouldn't be that expensive. And they've also gotten smaller in size. They used to be like 250 grams. Now it's 180 grams, or double check whatever that is.
So what are you saying? Are you saying serviceable, Sen?
I'm saying, yeah, I would say serviceable. It's on the same level as a Mars bar for me. Like, I have respect for it. I'll definitely still eat it, but there are definitely better ones and there are definitely worse ones
Absolutely.
as well.
I
This
agree
is
with that.
crazy. This is crazy. This
What-
is blasphemy. This is un-Australian.
You're saying
Some might say.
You're saying it should be good.
I'm saying it, for me, pushes GOAT, bro.
Nah. Look,
So good minimum for me personally.
Pretty sure 90% of the Cadbury variations are better than the main.
No way.
Yes,
well,
bro.
we've got another Dairy Milk Cadbury
It's a big hitter. That one.
variation coming up, so we'll get to that. But right now, we're talking
Dude,
about
this is blasphemy.
what are we saying? We need a
I'm
final
out, but I'm
answer.
outnumbered. I'm 2-1, dude.
Let's put it in serviceable. Sorry,
It's
Biggs.
got to be serviceable,
Dude,
for me.
let him have it.
All right, next up, I alluded to this one before. The heavy hitter, the big one. We all know where this one's going, but we'll talk about it anyway. We got Caramilk.
Send it. Send it.
Do we even need to discuss?
Nah,
it.
it's straight to the top.
This is still the GOAT.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we did this a few years ago,
Yeah.
we had Caramilk at the top. You know, no questions asked, undisputed champion of this
The
division.
taste hasn't changed. Like,
No.
it hasn't. It's still the perfect mixture
Dude,
of caramel.
For those uninitiated, what is caramel?
It's caramel and white chocolate. Am I not mistaken?
Caramelized white chocolate
Yeah.
is the version.
Beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Heaven's nectar in other languages.
Dude. I will say the one thing I don't like is how much they've been pumping out the Caramilk in other forms.
Like
As in-
caramel twirl, caramel.
Exactly. They've been chucking Caramilk into everything. You know, you have there's the ice cream version of Caramilk. Do they even have Caramilk hot cross buns? So search for
Did
that
see
when it
that.
comes to, closer to Easter. Or even
must-
now, I've seen it at fucking Woolies. They'll be putting it out now, but there'll be Caramilk hot cross buns.
Sounds pretty good, man. I don't know.
I would prefer the normal
Okay.
hot cross, like the Dairy Milk hot cross buns. So that's the only thing I have against the Caramilk.
You know what I had the other day? You said we're at XS Espresso. A nice little cookie dough topped with caramel. My God, what an addition that caramel was.
Yeah, they look
The
good.
molten caramel. Oh my
Oh.
days.
But like, yeah, there's caramel smoothies, there's caramel this, caramel that. So they are, kind of oversaturated.
But we're
the
talking
market.
about the chocolate here.
But talking about just the chocolate alone, it's got to be
This
the
is
go.
number
Goat.
one.
Send it.
All right, Caramilk goes to the top. All right, next up we have another absolute classic. We have M&Ms. And I've gone just the normal M&Ms,
The milk.
but I will happily hear arguments for peanut M&Ms.
So I want to take you all back to a core memory I have, right? 2020 lockdown, I believe. 2020, yes?
Yes.
We're playing Warzone. And then, we all die and we're waiting for the next game to load. And I hear Azorba Shorba say, "Give me 1 second, I'll be back." All right, we all wait. And the next thing I hear are some tiny little crunches on the microphone. And I ask, "Who's munching on that?" And Zorba Smith gave me a lovely soliloquy on how peanut M&Ms are one of God's best creations.
Mm.
Do you still stand by that?
I stand by that. Peanut M&Ms and caramel are always the two that I'm looking at first, no matter what.
Yeah.
Goddamn, peanut M&Ms, dude. The crunch. Oh,
He hit me with a goddamn, bro.
dude, praise the Lord. I tell you that much.
I got peanut M&Ms last week.
They're still brilliant.
They lasted a day, I reckon. I absolutely demolished
A
them.
day. That's
Yeah.
pretty long, brother.
I'm a contrary. I got normal M&Ms the other day. That lasted me a day. I'm more of a fan of the normal.
I don't like the normal.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the normal M&Ms.
Nah.
I love it with a passion.
I see nothing special in the normal M&Ms.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it does nothing for me.
It feels like just a gimmick. Here are some colored chocolates. That's it.
Nah, dude. Back in the military, they needed chocolate that didn't melt. They made M&Ms.
Is that actually how
Goat
M&Ms
stats.
is great?
Yes. They don't melt
That is true.
They don't melt? Seriously?
because of the coating. They don't melt. Maybe the ink might or whatever, the dye might
the
melt a
coloring
little.
might, but the
in your
actual
hand, it
chocolate-
might melt. But in the package, have you ever had a molten M&M?
Oh, I actually haven't. But then imagine when they made a crunchio with a peanut. That's what I'm
Dude,
telling you.
Dare I say I'm a crispy fan as well.
I've never tried it.
You've never tried a crispy M&M?
Crispy one as well.
I stick to peanut.
Next time they're on sale, get some.
I've
Try
been
it.
put off by the flavor. There was like a cookies and cream one, which was
There's like a
horrible.
brownie one. There's a
Yeah.
honeycomb one.
The brownie and the cookies and cream one were shit. Just terrible. I will say the standard M&M does nothing for me, but the peanut one,
All right, let's maybe tier list just the peanut M&M then. Actually, no, we'll do both. We can do both. Where are we putting the normal M&M?
Again, I think I'm a completely different. Good. I think it's good.
I'm
The
happy to
normal
put it in
M&M.
good. I'm happy to put it in.
put in
good.
good. All right, for me, it was a serviceable. I know for a fact that I choose Snickers.
Tell me
over
you
normal.
are at a function and you see a bowl of normal M&Ms. You're not grabbing a
If
handful
I
and
see
enjoying
that
it.
or Snickers, I'm taking the Snickers. That's for sure.
And then where are we putting the peanut M&Ms?
Send it up. Send it
I
up.
think, yeah.
It's the goat.
Goat.
I can respect the peanut M&M.
It's goaded.
All right, peanut M&M, goated. All right, next one could be a controversial one. We have cherry ripe.
What are your thoughts on a cherry ripe, Kush?
I vomit every time I see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's disgusting.
It is repulsive.
It's the worst type of red. If you're looking at the color gradients on Adobe and you see red, I don't know what the fuck they chose
What's-
for cherry ripe.
What's the hex code for it?
I don't know. It's
It's
probably
like
something deleted.
F0 suck my ass. It's a shit chocolate or something, dude.
Dude, it's like a disgusting red. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the red that you get out of vomit or like poo or something like that. It's just not good.
I love a
Cherry
ripe.
and chocolate.
What did you say?
I love a cherry ripe. But I know that that'll be, you guys will not hear a bar of it, so I'm not going to even try and argue this one.
So
Who's picking a
disgusting,
cherry
bro.
ripe?
Honestly,
Bro.
me.
I've seen countless assortments of chocolates, and what do I see left? Cherry ripe.
Always it's cherry ripe.
Dude, in a box of favorites, I'm going for the cherry ripe first, and then second, I'm going for the Turkish delight.
Bro, those two are the worst.
I will share a favorites box with you because you're going to get the poo and I'm going to get the golden nuggets, man.
He's going to get the white Cadbury. He's going to get the picnics. You're going to stick with the cherry ripe
Dude,
turkey.
that's fine. You can have all that. Dude, cherry ripe is a humble little chocolate that tries its best, and it has its fans and it has its detractors.
I think it tries
that's
its
fine.
best, but it gets an F grade, in my opinion.
Trash.
It's never passed
I have
school.
never.
It's not trash. though.
No.
Dude.
Even when Willy Wonka was creating chocolate, he said "fuck cherry ripe," and that's word for word what he said
From the new Wonka movie.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet said that out
Looked down
loud.
the barrel of the camera and he said, "Fuck your cherry ripe." Nah, look, cherry ripe has the people who love it and it has the people who hate it. So therefore, it averages out to be absolutely middle of the road.
If we look at all the chocolates here, probably 90% of the population, if they needed a dessert, they will still eat it. Cherry ripe is getting left untouched by a lot of people.
This
think
has
it's
to go
last
last.
resort.
No,
I think
this
it's
goes
trash.
last. This goes trash. Said I'm
Alright.
sorry, but like,
Let the record show. I disagree with this. Cherry ripe is quite good. It shouldn't be in trash.
well, tough luck. In trash.
Nah, world's smallest violin, mate.
All right, next up we have the Rohits of chocolate. We have Flake.
You know, his nickname for me on Messenger is still Cadbury
Is it
Flake.
still?
Yeah.
I like Flake as a concept.
As a concept, I agree. But don't
Yeah.
you think it's doing too much? It's like the kid who always raises their hand and, miss
It's-
homework, sir, homework.
It's
You
all
forgot to mark the homework,
That's
sir.
what Flake feels
it's
like to
all
me.
style and no substance.
Yes, a bit of show, no, don't tell. You
Dude,
know what I'm
the
saying?
It's a
second-
Hatton Ben Arthur of chocolates, man.
Dude,
It's-
the streets will never forget.
exactly. Adele Trapped, bro.
Dude, you open a Flake. The second you open a Flake, you might as well get your Dyson up next to you because you're going to be cleaning that shit up for the next 10 minutes.
It's just, it does
Dude,
too
like,
much
do they
in your mouth.
purposely, like, when the Woolies guys are putting it on the shelf, are they purposely crushing the shit up already? Like, dude, it starts to melt quickly. It, like, sheds all over you.
Yeah.
It still tastes good, but it's just a nightmare to eat.
It is an absolute nightmare. The whole design of it, shocking. Just
Yeah.
shocking.
But I guess that's the whole point of it, right?
Does
But
the
it
light and
insists upon
airy
itself.
does the light and airiness do anything for you?
Yeah, I like it. Like like I said, in terms of taste, I love it. But I just always dread eating it because I
Is it-
know this shit's gonna like melt and I'm gonna have to like have it rubbed into my t-shirt somehow.
I'm probably gonna have to use
Is it imp-
Serviette.
Yeah.
Is
wash
it
my hands.
improved over normal dairy milk? That is a quintessential question because it's the same chocolate, just in different format.
No, I'm always.
No.
choosing
I don't
normal,
think the
okay.
flakiness even adds.
No,
Yeah.
It, dare I suggest, detracts for the reasons you've said. Sam.
I agree.
Messy eat.
Yep.
But again, it's on the table and I need a chocolate and it's there. I'm not spewing at it like a cherry ripe. I'm picking it up and eating it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last resort then.
Are we putting? So we put dairy milk in serviceable. So we're saying it's one level below that. So
It's a dairy milk just worsened.
Yeah, I agree.
serviceable. It is. All right, we have another Australian classic one here. We got Milky Bar.
I am a Milky Bar kid. I love a Milky Bar.
Explain what a Milky Bar is.
A Milky Bar is a nice piece of white chocolate shaped in various characters.
but it's white chocolate.
It is white chocolate.
And it's that really sweet, disgusting kind of white chocolate.
The only,
And I know all white chocolate is sweet before you guys start attacking me in the comments, but it's like that really over the top aggressive.
there is a
white
level where you go too much into the sweetness scale. But I will say the only milky stuff that I like is the Milky Way. And I'll tell you why. I know we're not talking about the Milky
chocolate.
Way.
I was going to say,
yeah. But I love the packaging on the Milky Way. Little stars, little light blue. Milky Bar's got none of that.
no, it's got a little kid on it, a little punchable kid's got a little albino kid with white hair.
No need to slander the Milky Bar kid, man.
I don't know. Milky Bar to me is like, if I had all those chocolates that you just listed before, Sen, and someone offered me a Milky Bar, I'd probably say,
I said, no, thank you.
no, thank you.
You keep the Milky Bar, my friend.
You're not eating a Milky Bar in any circumstance.
I don't
Honestly,
think
no.
so.
Seriously.
I don't think so.
No. There's no circumstance where I want to eat a Milky Bar.
Yeah.
Like like you said, if there was no chocolate in the world and it was only a Milky Bar, man, I wouldn't have diabetes, so I'm not touching it.
It feels like outdated chocolate. You know what I mean? It's like when, Aaron Finch just retired.
Yeah,
Say goodbye to him. That's it. He won't be remembered for too long. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
That
this
reference
is
wasted on mine.
this is crazy because I
Dude.
love cricket.
No, Milky Bar is actually trash. Like it's genuinely trash. Like if you're saying cherry ripe is trash, then Milky Bar would be 3 levels below trash.
I'll be completely honest. Milky Bar's on the same level as Cherry Ripe.
No, it's even worse than cherry ripe.
Calm down, sir.
I think it's way better than cherry ripe.
No way.
Look, respectfully, I disagree, but I am outnumbered once again, 2-1. Where are you guys putting
It
it?
has no redeeming qualities. It's going straight into trash.
Trash.
Next up, we got a bit of a left of field one. We have Bounty. Little coconut chocolate. Anyone? Any takers for this?
I will give you a little anecdote.
All right.
So the other day I was in Macquarie Centre and they have a nice
Shout
little
out.
donut shop in the middle. I don't know if you guys know about it. Yeah.
Good.
Is that the mochi one?
No.
You
Some
want-
sort of loaded
Loaded.
loaded
I did-
donut,
no, I
some
did see that.
malarkey, right?
Yes, I did see that.
And I believe they close. Let's say they close at 6. I got there at 5:55, right? And there's a nice little sign that says 6 donuts for I think $15.
That's a great deal.
And they are big donuts. Like, my God, I will have them. So I walked up to my Filipino brother behind the counter who was on FaceTime with who I assume was his partner back home. And I was trying to get some donuts and I was trying to ask, what's this one? What's this one? He didn't answer me. He put him in my box. And I am socially awkward. So I did not have the balls to be like, I don't want that one. What is it? So I ended up getting 2 or 3 that I just wanted to inquire about, but I accidentally clicked buy now on, right? So I've come home with a box of donuts. My God, one of them was caramel. One of them was Mars.
Oh, these are great ones.
One of them was Bounty. I saw the
Jury's out.
coconut on top and I saw a little Bounty bar on top. You'll never guess which donut ended up in the bin and untouched.
Bounty.
The
Not
Bounty. The coconut chocolate mix that they have is not on.
But
I don't
in
mind.
theory,
Yeah.
coconut and chocolate should be, like
Yeah,
peanut butter and jelly. It should be one of the all-time great combinations.
In theory.
In theory.
But in practicality and execution, you tell me to my face that you like a Bounty.
I like a Bounty. I actually don't mind Bounty.
Kush?
Is it high up in my esteem? No.
Kush?
I would say I've had a couple, but it's not, I don't despise it like Cherry Ripe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't like Bounty. Dude, the coconut drizzle just does not work at all. One bit.
Look, I agree. I don't hate it, but I still
Are you
think-
buying a Bounty?
No.
No.
Are you buying a Bounty?
No, but if someone gave it to me for free,
I'd probably take it. Yeah, I mean, no, I'd definitely take it.
Yeah.
Over a fucking Milky Bar.
No, if someone, yeah. Oh, absolutely, please.
This is crazy.
Bounty over like the staple Cadbury. Oh no, over the Milky Bar.
Milky
sorry.
Bar, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Every day
Yeah,
of the week.
yeah,
That's a
100%.
no-brainer.
You're
That's
treating a
no-brainer.
Bounty like a flake.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're treating a Bounty like, what's the other one we have?
It's on the same level. So we're saying, flake and caramel koala is what we've got in last resort. Would you say Bounty is there?
Bro,
I say the Bounty is like
it's a tier below, man. It's a tier below Bounty. Who touches that?
I don't know.
When I picture in my head untouched chocolates, there are cherry ripes, there might be Turkish delights, and there are Bounties.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's trash though.
I changed my tune. Bounty's trash.
It's untouched.
Yeah,
It's not touched.
yeah.
Veronica's.
I mean, look, I've had it a couple of times, and I know for a fact, Cherry Ripe and Bounty are probably the 2 chocolates that I've had probably historically, but I don't think I've ever touched them ever again.
Mm.
When have you ever had a hankering for a Bounty?
I've never had a hankering for a Bounty. I'll tell you that
Look,
much.
I'm not too fussed about where we put Bounty. It's not like Cherry Ripe where I actually really like it. Bounty, I'm happy to put in trash.
Mix,
if that's what we
you
think.
decide us on this one.
It's trash
All right,
by
there it goes.
far.
Trash. Send it back.
All right, Bounty goes into trash. Next up, we have Maltesers.
Oh, I love putting these balls in my mouth. These
I love little brown balls in my mouth.
These Maltesers. Oh, honestly, I like them. I love them with popcorn, man. I know this might be a hot take.
Nah, that's fucking feral, bro. That's genuinely
I
feral.
like them with popcorn, dude, as a movie snack.
I can see it working.
It works, dude. Trust me, it works. Also, the ads. Can we just respect the old Malteser
The ads are nice and creative. I like that.
The marketing guys at Maltesers have done very well.
I'm not a fan of the most recent Malteser ad. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's just people in a cinema and they start orgasming, like literally having an orgasm while they eat Maltesers.
Yeah, that wouldn't do anything.
But the
for
one
me.
before, the fan, you roll it down, let the fan do
is
its
one of the-
magic.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Or the girl in the roundabout, like in the car.
yeah, what an
These
ad.
are classic ones.
It was pure simple. The whole
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
showing and not telling the
Exactly.
audience. Just great use of
The
marketing.
thing I love about the Maltese are also the variations are lovely.
the Malteser
Malteser
universe.
gold,
yeah.
Malteser double coat,
yeah.
lovely.
The
Can't go
MCU,
wrong.
The Malteser chocolate universe.
Exactly.
The real one.
The MCU is unreal.
Yeah,
A lot of chocolates, as we've discussed, have bad variations.
Yeah.
The Malteser variations, chef's kiss.
I actually agree with that. Yeah, the Malteser variation's not bad.
For me, Malteser is one of the chocolates where I can just eat so much of it in one sitting. Like I can just
Yeah.
sit there and demolish them, just keep going. And I
Great
won't get
value
sick of
packs. Great value
Yeah.
packs. Always on special, by the way, which I think
Is it?
good. Yeah,
Dude, I haven't seen it on special in a
always.
while.
Always on special.
So where are we putting Maltesers? Where does it sit?
I think this is just good. This is just good chocolate. I don't see a goat, but like I will choose a caramel milk over Maltesers. But damn, man, Maltesers, I will have a hankering for them time to time. So good.
Agreed.
Maltesers goes into the good. Alrighty, next up we've got the lesser known Twix. I said lesser known, but not really. It's just, I guess, less favored.
Mm.
It's
What makes up a Twix? It's got the chocolate on the outside.
The biscuit
It's got a thick biscuit and it's
then
got
you've the caramel.
caramel.
Not the greatest caramel variation, I think.
No, and my problem with Twix is the biscuit always tastes a bit off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a bit dry, it's a bit crumbly, and it tastes like it's expired.
It's like an old Scotch finger or something.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. But it's like a Scotch finger that's been sitting out in the air for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I feel like I've remembered recently you've offered me a Twix then. I feel like you've bought a Twix and offered me some.
Yeah, where
So
was
it is
that?
a chocolate you're choosing
I'll
to buy.
it. I'll buy it. Yes, I remember when we went to the Women's World Cup back in September.
Then he
You want a
offered me a Twix.
I had a hankering for a Twix that day.
Interesting.
I said no thank you.
And I'll be honest, it wasn't a great Twix. So where do we see Twix going?
It looks like you bought that chocolate as a last resort, maybe at the World Cup.
And the experience was also uninspiring.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. I looked at the chocolates. I saw the Twix was on sale, and I'm like, I haven't had a Twix in a while. Let
There
me
you go.
remember what it tastes like.
There you go. It's
I
Yes.
think I remember even asking you, like questioning, you bought a Twix?
Yeah.
And you were just like, yeah, I wanted one. That's the question that came to mind. So that
It
should speak
sounds
to the
like
level
a
of a
last
Twix.
resort.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a Twix because it's
You
been a
wanted to go
while.
down
and I'm
memory
like, you know
lane.
what? Yeah. And
And you realize why you blocked it out of your memory.
exactly. I realized why I haven't bought one in years. So
Yeah.
Twix last resort. Alrighty, 2 more to go. Next up, we have Crunchy. I hate Crunchy. Who asked for a crunch? Well, like, what is that texture? Why do I want the soft honeycomb and then the hard, whatever the fuck that is? I don't even know what that is. But dude, you bite into a Crunchy thinking it's nice and soft, and you end up having to go to a dentist and getting, your tooth chipped or getting it fixed or whatever.
Sounds like you may have a canal problem or a cavity.
Dude, I just want a chocolate. I don't want dental work done.
I like
Dude,
a
that
good
shit is
crunch.
hard, bro. It's like eating a brick.
This is what I was saying before. Kinder Bueno, I don't really like the contradictory textures. Crunchy sells me that texture perfectly, not only through its name,
No, man.
but the first bite, man. I love a bit of honeycomb, man.
I love a Crunchy.
I
I love a Crunchy, man. We were at a friend's house the other day. There was a favorites box. I was picking out the Crunchies, dude. When it's in the little bite size, well, you can
Oh, yeah.
have it all.
I don't know if I could take it in one bite, a crunchy.
Dude, you couldn't, bro. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about the favorite. Favorites one is tiny.
The snack size I had in 2 bites. I'll level. But
Maybe
like
a
getting
bit
that
4
first
bites for
bite-
me. It's a bit tough. The crunchy. It is
Dude,
tough.
it gets like the hard stuff gets so chewy and it gets stuck in your teeth. And
Delicious.
dude, it is the worst chocolate.
I would say
ever.
it is another one that's sort of tough to eat, tough to decipher
so
in your
hard
mouth.
to eat.
You know, like you said with the flake, there's a bit going on in your mouth, a bit too much, I'd say.
This
Senny,
one
sounds like you're low on calcium.
I'm scared to eat a fucking Crunchy, bro.
I will say, is Crunchy better than a Flake and a Twix?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm putting it on that level.
I would say Crunchy is better than that. But is it Crunchy better than Snickers?
No.
Then
No.
I think we know where we're putting it mix. This sounds like Crunchy does the job. It's serviceable.
Serviceable for me. It is absolutely serviceable.
All right. So Crunchy goes right in the middle. And that leaves us with our final one. So last up, we have Kit Kat. One of the all-time greats.
Like another
Staple.
classic. And dare I say, one of the most valuable chocolates you can get in the market.
Absolutely.
4 bars.
For the price of one.
4 bars for the price of one. Honestly, class. And I love the idea of the break, man. The break and tear. I know they have that whole little segment there, but just passing it out to 4 friends, man. Beautiful.
Or, if you're not that hungry, have one now, then you can save the other 3 for later.
I don't think I've ever successfully saved
No,
Kit Kats.
obviously not.
Yeah.
I've eaten all of them in one go.
But dude, there's something satisfying breaking it perfectly, leaving the trio behind as you devour one. Then you come back and, bring it to a duo.
Well, we have
From squads to trios to duos to solos.
we have friend of the show, Rohan, who used to eat his Kit Kats by going
Okay, that's
like across.
That's fucked.
A bit of fun.
Do you remember? I forgot which chocolate it was, but he said he used to eat like a whole block of chocolate, like put the entire thing in his mouth, like basically suffocate himself.
It was the how you can buy large size Freddos and caramel koalas. It was like 2 or 3 Freddos. He would devour, so it coats his mouth.
His whole mouth.
You know when you eat so much chocolate that like you can't really swallow properly.
Dude, he was glazing his throat with chocolate.
Anyways, Kit Kat,
Goated.
very good.
In terms of
Kit Kat Gold.
Yeah, we talked about the variations. Kit Kat has the best variations.
Kit Kat caramel. Oh, that's
the
a strong
cookies
one.
and cream. Ooh.
Strong.
What about the Japanese ones? The green teas,
The strawberry one.
Strawberries. I assume there's black sesame,
All
etc.,
solid.
etc.
All solid.
All of them are at least 8 out of 10 and above.
Kit Kat ice cream? Not that great.
I've never tried it.
Not that
I haven't tried any of these.
But we're talking about the
chocolate
chocolate.
Just the chocolate.
Just the chocolate.
Is it as good as caramel?
Oh, I want to say that it is.
I think it might be.
I think
actually think it might
Just
be.
quite. I think Kit Kat is up there, dude.
Yeah. It's one of the staples that just gets it right. Not from a design perspective, but also just from a taste perspective.
Yeah, like I haven't had a bad Kit Kat flavor.
So the next question, is it better than a Snickers? Is it better than a Kinder Bueno? Is it better than normal M&Ms? Is it better than Maltesers?
If you gave me those 4 plus Kit Kat in there and you offered me one of them, I'm taking the Kit Kat.
I think I would just take the Kit Kat. Agreed.
I think it's a toss-up. But for me, good.
Is it goat though? I don't know.
I think it might be good. Look, Australia honestly has great chocolate. Like it really does when you compare it to other countries. So putting it in goat with the other two, I'm actually not too fast.
What are we saying?
I'm not strongly opposed to moving it to goat. I personally think it's good, but
Sam,
I think it's the borderline of good and goat.
where do you want to put it, Sam?
Can we create our own Kit Kat?
No,
we're not
category?
creating a
No, we
Kit Kat
cannot.
tier.
I'm gonna have to put it in good.
In good, okay.
Unfortunately,
All right.
but a little asterisk there to know that we thought that it could be goat.
We gave it a thought.
We
That's what
gave it a
counts.
thought.
All right. That's all the chocolates. And you run us through the entire tier list.
Trash tea at the bottom. We have Cherry Ripe, Milky Bar, Bounty. Harsh on Bounty, if you ask me. In last resort, we have Caramello Koala, Flake, and Twix. In serviceable, we have Mars, Dairy Milk, and Crunchy. In good, we have Snickers, Kinder Bueno, M&M's Normal, Maltesers, and Kit Kat. And in the goat tier, we have Caramilk and Peanut M&M's.
Not a bad list.
Not a bad list.
I'm happy with that.
I'm pretty happy with that.
I think Dairy Milk has been done dirty here.
Yeah, potentially. And maybe Cherry Ripe as well.
No, definitely
I would
not.
say just the dairy milk.
Just Dairy Milk is a contention. The rest, I think we've, good spots.
Yeah.
All right, let us know how we went.